So we're here in Temple Bar and we're going to be heading around to Crow Street now in a moment to an Italian restaurant called Rosa Madre, and it was established by a guy called Luca. Italiano. Set up business about 10 years ago here in the city. Started with a small coffee shop, and obviously it's grown since then.
Yeah, now he specialises in seafood and of course Italian food. He combined the two together and it's delicious. It's a fine dining restaurant. I was in it several years ago, about 4 years ago at this stage, and I've been waffling to James for the last half hour about how good it is. So let's go try it out. Andiamo.
Andiamo.
Ciao! Nice to meet you guys. Yeah. With my pleasure. After you, my friend. Yes.
Thank you.
Grazie. Yeah. So this is my restaurant. I worked hard many years, you know. Now it's I think 10 years, but it wasn't always like that.
Were you front of house, back of house? Alright, you're self-taught?
My mom, she used to be teacher, so she used to be in the afternoon in school, so I was pretty much cooking by myself at home. So I wanted really to learn it so I'd be able to eat myself something good at home, you know. So I was always asking the chefs how to do the sauces and things like that. Then of course I worked in hotels. I remember I was working in Spain, in Barcelona. Then I rang my brother, who was working here, my brother in Ireland, you know. And I said, hey Matte, how are you? I said, how much you get? I get 750 a week. It was the period of the boom in here, Celtic Tiger, you know. I said, what? I said, you must be joking. I said, I get 1,015 a month. I said, you get 750 euro a week. He said, yeah, plus tips. So it's nearly 1,000. I fucking went. Took my luggage after a week. I left Barcelona, I was already here, knocking his door. Show me the 750.
Show me your bank statement.
Yeah. And then, you know, in the beginning I wasn't really into Ireland because it reminded me of a small UK. It reminded me of a small London, Dublin, you know. But just when I arrived here 15 years ago, there weren't so many nightclubs and things. It was just really pub, you know, disco pub, and I was into that. I was like big clubs like Ministry of Sound, you know, all the clubs in London and Barcelona as well. So I was thinking maybe, you know, I stay here for a while, then I move back either London or New York. I wanted to travel. But man, the first staff party, I still remember. I can't mention the hotel. Some parties in this country, like 30 people all drunk and having fun in the pub. So I loved it. And then you could enter. Like I had the uniform. I had the uniform from the hotel. They told me, let's go party. I said, I need to get changed. No, you come like that. I said, are you sure? I said, they won't let me in. You know what I mean? Fine. Yeah, everybody. You know, in the middle of still with the name Luca, you know, dancing, you know, and it was less fashion and things, but it was fun, you know what I mean? And I said, fuck, this is better than London, you know. So I loved it. My passion for sabrage, opening bottles of champagne with the sword, teaching all Dublin how to do it. Everybody has diploma now. They delivered the wrong color. I got the gazebo, you know. It looked like a circus. So I call it circus, you know. For everybody it was the circus, you know. So
but at least I catch your eye walking down the street.
Yeah, but.
Oh my God. Look, I always have something good to say about my friend Luca. He's my favourite Instagram account. So
that's the wolf. I'm the wolf of Grove Street. He's the second wolf.
That's it, isn't it? Yeah, we do it together.
So let's visit him. He has a very cool shop.
I get motivation off his Instagram. He puts me in a good mood, and it's just always.
He got paid for to say that. Yeah. Good money, guys. Good money for that. How are you guys?
Mr. Rosa Madre, Barbershop.
I came in a proper way.
Oh yeah, we Temple Bar, obviously a lot of small businesses around the place.
Yeah,
and,
especially now.
What's the vibe like? What's the community vibe? Is there still a bit of a community vibe and spirit here?
Yes. So just recently, many shops like younger shop owner, like on 20s or 30s, they start to get into these retail shops. It could be shoes, it could be vintage, and barbershop as well.
So I'm a co-owner here at Faction Barbershop. We have been in business for 2.5 years. It's going well. It's a beautiful street to be on, and we have some beautiful neighbours down here.
When you have a history like mine, that I started from nothing, you know, when I see someone, you know, not dressed with a jacket and tie and as a shop or something, I don't judge straight away, you know what I mean? I just say, this is cool, it's good for the street. Hey Brian.
Hey, how's life?
How are you? How's the little fella?
Oh, full of attitude.
Yeah. Hey,
How are you? Some nice streetwear, nice shoes, some exclusive clothes. So we're Saint Street. This is a consignment store. We sell Supreme, Palace Babe, some Yeezys, some Off-White, Jordans, new and old. So you have used clothes, you have new clothes, you can bring them in, we'll sell them for you.
I don't know if you remember, because you are younger than me, so you should remember. This was the house, the home of the famous head store. Famous because in that crazy 10 years they were allowed with some kind of law to sell things like magic mushrooms, poppers and synthetic weed pills. I don't know what they were selling, guys, but I can tell you was the queue of people here. Even people with jacket and ties, suits, you know, every different type of people. And of course, these people, they were getting hungry after, you know, consuming. And I was selling panini and coffee and maybe Fanta, Coca-Cola, you know. So I was getting away with that revenue made by this. Didn't last too long because the head store, after 1 year, 2 years I was here, they closed down.
Changed the law entirely.
Changed the law, and they had, so obviously the other shops that we were sharing this place here, they started to leave, and I started to expand. It's a really nice area to have a restaurant, and I wouldn't change with any other area. I explain you why. Because you get the tourists, you know. Then it's up to you. If you want a restaurant that sells deals, set menu €9, you get people that just pass by and need to eat something. My restaurant's always been something different, you know, you really need to go there as an experience and things. So we actually end up to attract people from all over Dublin, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they tell me, you are the only person that made me come to Temple Bar. But now I love it, you know what I mean? So that was the biggest achievement for me, to hear something like this. And to be honest, I love the area here. We know all of us in the street, the tattoo guys. This is my Uncle Tommy. I started with him, you know. He made me. Without him, I wouldn't exist, guys. Yeah.
I bought the first panini.
He bought the first panini and the first espresso, and after that, the rest is history. Anyway, best tattoo in town, guys. Best tattoo artist in town, Tommy. If my son will tell me, can I get a tattoo from Tommy? Only from Tommy. Only from Tommy. Yeah, that's it. When I was 16, you know, I started to work in the restaurants. When the maitre d' told me, and I was working there already 2-3 months, say go and fillet the fish. Imagine the whole room, everybody watching it. You know, I loved it, you know, and the good looking chicks looking at you, you know, and you are there, you know, filleting, and everybody. I felt like, wow, this is cool.
You're on stage, really.
That's it. You're like on stage. So I said, okay, I want to make the same as my memories in Rome, here in Dublin. Right, guys, I promised you rich dishes tonight on the menu, so that's what I made for you. For you, you have some fresh pasta. It's called tagliolini with Irish blue lobster from Donegal. Irish lobster is one of the best in the world. And for you, Noel,
is watering.
Yeah, that's a good sign. We did, since you like andouille, we just did some ravioli. filled with ricotta and truffle, and then you have some parmesan sauce, which is practically cream and parmesan. I started from a very small type of coffee shop here in this place, and with hard work and sacrifice and a little bit of money, I create this beautiful restaurant from nowhere, literally. And now I end up to be one of the finest places in Dublin, especially for wine. You can see here my wine cellar, worth loads of money, you know. And I'm so happy the way it goes. And but I never forget where I started, and I appreciate where I am. And thanks to all my customers. And the most important for me is always to be real people, how you relate with the people. Don't try to say things that people will like. I am the way I am, and I've always been like that, from serving coffee or serving caviar.
With the fingerprints, is it?
Don't resume, look. You know what I mean? And you enter in my heaven here. This is la creme de la creme. This is, I keep inside this wine cellar only expensive bottles. So all you see, I shouldn't say this, they come to rob me tomorrow. No, it's we have alarm and security and two German Shepherd 24 hours over here. You know, so here is all la creme de la creme wine. You have this wall full of red wine from Italy.
And you just let 3 Northsiders in.
So this is famous Barolo, Conterno, Riserva, Monfortino, 2002. Then you have, you know, I'm a big fan of old vintage. So you have some Barbaresco 73. You have all the craziest wine of Italy over here. I'm a big collection. I buy on auction. I probably take a trip and go in the middle of nowhere just because I heard that guy has some wine left over in his wine shop. So it's my job. I love to do that. I get to travel. I get to talk to the people, and I find out that in Ireland there are many freaks like me about wine. So we kind of have something to share, you know. So, for example, here there are some very expensive bottles like this one, Latache. This is retail is 5,000 euros, believe it or not. We have a couple of more. It's the famous Domaine della Romanée Conti, Romanessa Vivant. This is called from the 88, you know. And then all top class Burgundy, you know, Armand Rousseau, Roumier, Domaine du Jacques. So this part is all Burgundy, which are very rare and very hard to find, this kind of wines. You have a couple of magnums, more magnums here, some champagne, and then you have all here, all this section is the famous Grand Cru Bordeaux, you know.
Can I ask about the temperature in here? What?
Temperature very important, guys, because you know, I've been there. I used to store wines in front of the kitchen, and all, you know, my friends and wine expertise bitches, they were making fun of me, you know. And until you know, I had no space, I had no other way to store the wine. But then, you know, when I had a little bit of space and a little bit of money, I decided to invest. So this wine cellar is perfect temperature. It goes from 17 to 18 degrees all year, so the wines can be stored perfectly and also be served in that temperature, because it's the way to serve the red wine in that temperature. But also has humidity on 65%, which allows the cork to don't dry, so the air cannot get in, you know. That's the problem. So storage wine is very important. So we have all the standards in good position at the moment. So we obviously, with that, it got more crazy for me to invest in wine, because when you have a space, you see, when I see empty space like this, I need to fill it up. But it's good, because money in wine is good money invested. So.
Yeah. So is it a 5,000-year-old bottle that we're gonna?
Yeah. I get your glass now. You say no. Finish first the dessert. After the dessert, guys.
Come the expense.
No problem. I can't wait too. Yeah. It's been a while.
It's very impressive, I must say.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of time to do this.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, it's my baby. It's my baby. It's also very good when you are in the middle of the service and you're sweating down there and you just wanna fucking hear nobody. You just come over here, pretend you're on the phone, and you just refresh your head, and it feels good, you know, with the air conditioning. So it's it works out well at Double Way. So.
The chill out room.
Chill out room. Yeah, chill out room. Chill out.
It's delicious.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Table.
Very, very tasty.
You forgot to say it.
Speechless. Oh, it's delicious. Yeah, it's very, very nice, very tasty. I've actually never had lobster and pasta.
That's it.
I've had lobster.
Fantastic,
I've had pasta. We'll never do
He was
that.
a virgin. He was a virgin. He was a virgin, guys.
Like Noel in the boiler.
Yeah.
I was here about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
With my fiance, and we really enjoyed it.
That's it. Yeah.
From what I remember, was it?
1-1. You're even younger. You look even younger now.
I was in the head shop about it.
I knew it.
That's why
I remember. Panino caprese.
I funded this last time.
And double espresso. Okay, that's it from Cross Street. See you later. Ta-da.
What did you call him?
The Wolf across street.
Yeah, baby.
When I'm not around.
Because he's a wolf too.